All right, folks, before we get back to court, I want to bring back in criminal defense attorney and former head prosecutor Bob Bianchi. Bob, I got to ask you, how do you think she's doing? When a defendant takes a stand, it becomes about them, but here, it's kind of becoming about the victim.
Yeah, so uniquely, because she's arguing the fact that he killed himself, she's being given a lot of breath, if you will, or opportunity by the court to introduce victim impact evidence that typically would not be admissible in most cases. But because it goes to the heart of the defense, it's coming out. But you got to be careful here, because the victim bashing and what she's setting up right now just doesn't seem to be the kind of environment, you know, could have a double-edged sword here to me, where somebody's just going to decide to plunge a knife into themselves. So, you know, she can talk about the drugs, she can talk about the repeated history and trauma and negative things about the victim, but this is the person that was in her life, her relationship, and I just haven't heard anything that's that wow factor in my mind, that crisis would happen where somebody would decide to hurt themselves that way. Last point, guys, and I don't know the answer to this. I'm just having handled murder cases with stabs, cuts, slicing, killing in that fashion. I'm dying to hear, and it's probably been testified to already, whether there were any kind of hesitation marks or hesitation wounds, which is very typical in a suicide scenario when the victim is trying to get the courage up to do that. And if there isn't, that would be a significant indication to me that this was violently caused as opposed to suicidal.
So one of the sentences that stood out to me in her testimony, Bob, was she told the friend, "I'm too tired for this today," meaning the victim's behavior. I think that can be used against her. Well, if you're too tired of it today, you got worn out, you got exhausted, so you chose to end it by stabbing him. I don't think this helps her.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Judge. I'm not hearing the wow factor, but again, and I hate to just repeat myself, I wish I had an opportunity to listen to her put a whole paragraph together, because she's continually being interrupted by the prosecutor, and it comes off nefarious to me. I don't know whether that's because the defense lawyer knows that this witness can't handle it on her own. But you want that witness to paint a picture to the jury. You want her to be humanized in front of the jury. You want her to connect with the jury. And with the constant interruptions, she's not getting that cadence and that connection, in my opinion, that's going to overcome the state's evidence.
Not only that, but I find that her demeanor is very monotone, meaning although she's crying and upset, she's a little breathy and she answers the same way. I don't find that she changes at all in her testimony, Michael.
Yeah, it feels a bit like an act,
yeah,
you know, at this point, so I don't know, you know. But maybe she's just a different person now than she was then.
Yep, she's not arguably kind of clean and sober now, so maybe it makes a difference. All right, we're going to head back to court.